I'm going to talk to you about drivers and how important they are. These are the things that get you up in the morning, the things that motivate you, the things that turn you on. And boy, is it handy to know what they are, because they're things that connect to our excitement or engagement in our work as leaders. If we can get nice alignment between what our key drivers are and what we actually do, it's a very happy place. And the way to do this is pretty simple, really, and that is to ask yourself what's going on in your head. And let me ask it in a specific way. What's going on in your head as you embark in your leadership career? And if you can be really clear on this, it'll give you some really big insight into what drives and motivates you. Why did you take the job? What are your concerns? What might be driving you? And so here's some fundamental questions to help you think this through. So again, for most new leaders, you'll be a bit nervous, rehearsing in your mind over and over how you're going to be acting early in the job, reviewing that on your way to work and on your way home. So why do you think about it? Because you've got a concern, and that concern plays over and over in your head like a record. It's a ruminative state. And let me give you a few examples of that and see if these resonate for you. Which ones resonate for you? One, I really want to do well as a leader, to be effective, to get great work done. I want great outcomes. That's the first one. The second one is I want to make an impression. I want people to notice me as a leader, particularly my bosses. I want to have an impact, a seat at the table, if you like. The third one might be, connection is really important for me. Connecting with people, building good working relationships. Or is it, I'm really anxious about failure, messing it up, getting it wrong, or some combination of the above. Just thinking about that will help you align your activity to your driver preference. Because to understand why a person acts in a certain way, we need to work out what their patterns of thinking are, because this affects your behavior, your concerns, and therefore the way you interact with others. And they're like human needs. I need to have impact. I need to be successful. I need to form relationships. They're really deep in our guts. And they are perceptions and thoughts that lead us to behave in ways which are consistent or not consistent with that concern. They're like psychological needs. And we have a natural inclination to behave in ways that meet our needs. It's pretty obvious to you, isn't it? What do you do on weekends? What do you do when you've got free time? What do you do when you have choice? So the more you think about these needs, the better you'll understand that your recurring thoughts will give you a lot of insight into how you play out your leadership. Do you think a lot about relationships and collaboration and nurturing? Do you find yourself thinking about accomplishing things, and maybe you thrive on personal best, that great athletic expression? Or are you a seat at the table person where being heard and acknowledged is really a driver for you? So these thinking patterns affect you in ways that are very significant, and they're very challenging for you. So let me just pose a bunch of questions again. Do you enjoy achieving your best, continually improving? Are you often unsatisfied about your accomplishments, wanting better? You find yourself trying to work out new ways and better ways of doing things? Are you a person who sets challenging goals? Are you an optimizer? Do you like personal responsibility? Do you seek feedback? And how do you seek it? Do you seek it in a way that needs to be specific and timely and get really frustrated when you don't get it? Do you get bored? Do you hate lack of challenge? Do you like striving for outcomes? That is a set of attributes that goes towards accomplishment. Or are you more like this? Do you think about maintaining close, friendly relations? Do you get concerned about isolation? Is friendship a big criteria for you at work? Do you put people before tasks? Do you find strangers a little uncomfortable? And are you uncomfortable making tough decisions that affect people? If you answer positively to those questions, probably harmony and connection and affiliation is really important for you. And then there's a third set, which is about a desire to have influence or impact. Do you like giving advice? Do you put effort into persuading, influencing, impressing? Are you worried about your reputation? Are you tactful about how you give and get information? Do you work solving problems? Are you naturally inclined to coach? Are you able to make self-sacrifice for organisational goals? And on it goes. And if these sort of issues are useful for you in defining yourself, it probably means that influence and impact is a really big driver for you. So overall, drivers matter. Work out what you think they are for you and note how they roll themselves into your interactions and behaviour and to how happy you'll feel at work.